Have you ever heard the saying, "It pays to work hard"? American comedian, actor, and producer Kevin Hart is proof of that. He has been stealing the hearts of the people since his breakout role in Steve Harvey's Think Like a Man in 2012. Although his fame became widespread in recent times, Kevin Hart has been in the game since the 90s. With a career that began with fails here and there, Hart's success is well-deserved. It's not just because he is absolutely hilarious, but his work ethic speaks for his success. After years in the industry, his hard work and talent have definitely paid off. Kevin Hart is reportedly worth a whopping $200 million, so it should come as no surprise that he splurges every once in a while. Here are some of the things that actor Kevin Hart buys with his money. We saved the most mind-blowing thing Kevin Hart bought in the end. Watch till the end and find out. Number 1. Ferrari 488 Spider. When he was nearing the end of his 30s in 2018, he decided to splurge on something fancy. How fancy? We are talking $300,000 worth of fanciness. Hart kicked off his 39th birthday celebration with a bang when he purchased the Ferrari 488 Spider. The Italian supercar happens to be one of the most aerodynamic cars with a horsepower of 660. It's no question why. This is one sweet ride, and Hart loves it. He loved it so much that he purchased the same car in black, which amounts to a massive $600,000 payout. Number 2. 1970 Plymouth Barracuda. For his 40th birthday, the comedian gifted himself with yet another car. Are you beginning to see a trend? Because we are. This was not just any car, but a 1970 Barracuda. This car, which was developed by Speed Corp, is a certified muscle car with a 720 horsepower. Upon purchase, Hart made some customized changes to the car, and although the official price of Hart's Barracuda has never been announced, gauging from the price of other 1970s that hover around $500,000, we are sure this purchase must have cost the star a pretty penny. Unfortunately, this was the car featured in Hart's car accident last year, which the superstar thankfully survived. Number 3. Mansion in Tarzana. As of the time of its purchase, this sprawling 7-bedroom, 7-bathroom mansion was gotten for a large $2 million. The home features a massive backyard pool with a fountain and a spa, and 2 garages to handle Hart's love for cars. Let's not forget about the extravagant fireplace that graces the mansion's front room. This impressive home structure is located in Mulholland Park, which is basically a fancy area with property listings only the elite can afford. This mansion consists of an impressive chandelier that probably costs more than most of our apartments. If the property alone costs such a huge buck, we just have to wonder what the appraisal rate of the house with furniture included would be. Number 4. Throwback jerseys. In an interview with CNBC, Kevin Hart talked about what he purchased with his first massive check, and we are kind of loving it. It turns out that the comedy star took a brunt amount of his check and purchased throwback jerseys of as many of the greatest that he could get his hands on. In the interview, Hart recalls those moments and, looking back, considers those purchases stupid when asked for the exact figure spent. Considering that some of these jerseys include ones from the famed Dr. J, Larry Bird, and even Magic Johnson, those jerseys must have been a definite splurge. But since Mr. Hart regrets the purchase, we wouldn't mind if he sends them down our way. Number 5. Watches. Lots and lots of them. If you make as much money as Kevin Hart does, you really can buy almost whatever you want to, and in Kevin Hart's case, he chose to go for watches. Hart's watch collection is reportedly valued at over $10 million. How astonishing is that? The superstar's collection includes some of the major watch brands around, such as Rolex, Patek Philippe, Audemars Piguet, and Richard Mille. His first large watch purchase is said to be a Rolex Submariner, which is largely conservative compared to his recent purchases. In this world, there are those of us who love watches, and then there's Kevin Hart. He might have come from humble beginnings, but he is living the life now. Number 6. Private jet. Kevin Hart has been making waves and is probably an accurate representation of the phrase booked and busy. If you happen to be in as high demand as Hart is, it's not a big deal to fly to your required destination in a private jet, which is exactly what the star does. While it is not exactly clear if the star actually owns a private jet or simply charters one, either way, large loads of cash are definitely being spent. Private jets currently go for as low as $3 million to $9 million, and Hart is frequently seen in one. This is understandable, as we all hate the long airport lines just as well. Why wait in line when you could be the only passenger on your personal flight? Number 7. Production Company. Not only is Kevin Hart hard-working and talented, but this purchase also shows that he is a smart businessman. In 2009, Kevin Hart launched his production company known as Heartbeat Productions, which is known to produce different shows and animation content. Within the last 10 to 11 years of its existence, the production company has been increasing its portfolio, especially with the blockbuster Night School. The movie released under Kevin Hart's production company grossed over $100 million worldwide, and if that movie is anything to go by, the coming projects of the company will be just as impressive. To keep the business growing, Kevin Hart puts a large amount of his income back into it, and it seems to be paying off. Number 8. Trips and generosity. Raised by his mother in a small Philadelphia home where they struggled to get by, Hart is now living his best life. Over the years, it seems that Hart has not only developed a taste for the finer things with luxury vacations around the world with his family, but he has remained committed to his day ones. After one of his comedy tours, Hart decided to surprise his inner circle with vintage cars that reportedly set him back almost $1 million. If we add that to the cost of vacations he takes with his family, Hart's expenses are well within tens of millions.